quick one because my baby girl is sleeping upstairs, and if she wakes up, I'm gonna have to finish the live with her. So, okay. If you're watching now, then welcome. If you're watching later, then welcome as well. Okay. Okay. My very first live, and I am super nervous but so excited. So hello everybody. I want to talk about two major ways that you can connect with your feminine energy. You can date from your feminine energy, connect with your feminine energy so that you can connect with a man. Okay, dating from your feminine energy. What does this mean? So when you're in your feminine energy, you are in your highest frequency. You are in your most joyful, playful, resourceful state. Like, it is where you just feel so good. You feel abundant. You're not worried about, what's this guy gonna think? Is he judging me? You're relaxed. You're able to be playful. You're able to be creative. It is just, it's you coming from the state of love. And when you're in a state of love, you are open. You're open to connection. You're open to everything that is just coming and flowing to you. Okay, so when you come from this state of love, it's easier for you to connect with a man. It's easier for you to just have fun on the date rather than thinking and worrying, what's gonna happen here? Is he the one? You can even be like defensive, right? If you're not in your feminine energy, you're in a fearful state, you may be defensive, you may be guarded, you don't really trust the process. You're thinking, oh my goodness, is he doing, is he going to do something wrong? Is he going to say something? Can I really trust him? This is you being in a fearful state. Okay. You can be worried about rejection, all of the negative things that are happening in your mind and therefore externally happen when you're coming from a place of fear. When you're in a place of love, that's when you're in your feminine energy. That's when you're excited. You can have a great date and you're not just thinking about, oh my goodness, what am I going to say? What's the outcome going to be? Okay. You can be spontaneous. You can be yourself. And that is how you connect much more authentically with a man, when you can be in your feminine energy. Okay. So spontaneity, this is one of my favorite things. Okay. Don't worry, get out of the head and just be spontaneous, have fun, and just enjoy and let go of the outcome. Because so often we go into the date and we're thinking, okay, you have this checklist in your mind. Is he taking off the boxes? Is he the one? And it's like, we're worried about the outcome. But the whole idea of spending time with a man and going on a date is just having fun, just enjoying it, letting go of that end goal. Okay. So when you're in the resourceful state, you're feeling confident, you're feeling energetic, you're feeling at your best. And that is the best time to actually go out on a date. So if it's like a Monday, and you know that Mondays are your most difficult days, at work, you've got this crazy to-do list, you've got so many things going on, you have to go get groceries, you have to do this, you have to do that, it's the toughest day of the week, and you have gym class, Pilates, whatever, and then don't go out on the date that evening. Like, if you know that is what's going to happen, and if you're like me and your nervous system is going to be like, is going to go haywire and you need some time for it to actually calm down, then don't go out on that date. Give it some time. Go out on a different date. Go out on a different day of the week. Okay? You want to make sure that you are feeling good. You're feeling good about yourself. You're in a resourceful state. And that's going to be the best time for you to go out on a date, because you'll be able to show up as, a better version of yourself, that best version of yourself. Okay? So let me see my notes. What else I wanted to say? When you date from your playful feminine energy, the chances of you making a good impression are the highest. And I always talk about how important it is to actually make a good impression, because you only really have one chance. And whether we like it or not, the man that you're meeting for the first or even second or third time, he's going to judge you just like you're going to judge him. Okay, we judge each other. So we want to ensure that we do make a good first impression, right? Like, that is important. Okay, so you want to be in that resourceful, feminine energy, playful, feeling good, feeling confident, feeling empowered. You want to be in that version of yourself, okay? And if you're, you're like just coming back from the gym and you're in your sweaty clothes and you're like exhausted, whatever it is, it's not a good time to go out on a date. Okay. Okay. So be mindful of how you feel and try to go on a date or to meet up with a man only when you're feeling really good and you're in that top energy. Okay. So how can you put yourself in that resourceful state? So the first thing is give yourself transitions, right? So like I said, if you're having a crazy day at work, if you're coming home, you had a really busy day, you're coming home, give yourself time for your nervous system to reset a little bit, for you to calm down, maybe read a book, call a friend, listen to something inspiring, something that's going to give you some time to just relax and to feel good before you go out on that date, so that you're not stressing out. Okay. You have some time. There's a transition period. Okay. Between like the craziness of your day and the actual date. Okay. So, what else? Affirmations. I love affirmations. I repeat affirmations almost every single day, or I listen to them. Affirmations, you can look in the mirror and even just saying something to yourself. Like I started doing this recently, looking in the mirror. When I walk into the washroom or I pass by a mirror, I say, hello, beautiful. Hey, beautiful. Whether I'm wearing makeup, whether I'm not wearing makeup, it doesn't matter. When you do this, the practice of doing this, eventually you're going to start to really believe it and really feel it. And you want to repeat some affirmations, look in the mirror, say something to yourself that's going to make you feel good right before you go out on a date. It can be so powerful to do this. Okay. And the more you do this, the more confident you're going to feel, the more you're going to believe it. Right. So affirmations are super, super powerful because how you talk to yourself really does matter. Okay. When you build yourself up, remind yourself of all the positive traits you have, all the things that you have to offer, right? Everything that's unique about you, that's going to help you show up like a queen, in that queen energy when you go out on a date with a man. Okay. One of my favorite things to do is to dance. Like literally put on some music, put on your favorite song. It's going to lift your mood. It's going to put you in that like sensual, fun, it's going to get you in your feminine flow. All right. When you do this, and even right before a date is a great time to do this, or anytime you're just feeling sluggish or you're just not feeling good, you want to put yourself into like a higher vibrational state, put on some music and just dance. This is one of my favorite things to do. It's going to make you feel so much better, and it's going to prepare you mentally and physically for a date. It's such a great way to step into that feminine energy, okay, and just set yourself up to feel amazing. Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about first impressions. So, of course, we all want to attract somebody that wants us for us. You want somebody who's going to want you, authentically you, for your authenticity, who's going to love you for you, okay? But you still need to be intentional with how you communicate. That's still very important, okay? Again, men are going to judge you whether you like it or not, just like you're going to judge men in the very beginning. And there are a lot of missed connections and missed potential for connections that happen because things just fizzle out because of the wrong impressions, okay? Because the wrong impressions were made. Like, imagine you go on a date with a guy, you meet him for the first time, and like, his boss just fired him, or something went crazy, something went wrong with his business, or, something terrible happened, and he's just so grumpy, he's in a terrible mood, he shows up on the date, and he is just complaining, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is so frustrating. Like, he's not gonna make the best first impression, right? And the thing is maybe it's just an off day for him, and maybe he's not always like this, but you're going to see the side of him and you're going to say, I don't want to go on a second date with this guy, right? So, that is why, just an example of why first impression is really important. You want to show up as your best self, okay? And there is less wiggle room in that very beginning, right? Because you're just getting to know somebody and they don't really know you. They don't have the full picture of who you are. They just see these kind of little, these how you are today, or how you happen to be feeling in the moment. Okay. Okay. So you want to focus on making a good first impression. Okay. So another way to date from your feminine energy is allow the man to show you that he is worth it. Okay, you want to allow the man to show you that he is worth it. What does this mean? So most men, healthy, masculine, self-aware men, they understand that it is their job. They either consciously or subconsciously understand they have a responsibility to provide for a woman in some way, in a lot of ways, okay? They understand this. And whether it's their future wife, their future children, their future family, they understand this, okay? And that they have this responsibility. And not only that, but they have a subconscious desire to provide for a woman. This is deeply ingrained in them, and they want to prove themselves to a woman. Okay, this is a subconscious need as well. They want to earn your time and attention and affection. Okay, they want that, they need that. So it's very important to allow him to do some work, to work a little bit. Okay, it's so important to do that. Let him ask you out on the date. Let him use his brain, come up with something creative, come up with some ideas where he's going to take you. All right, because the more that he invests in you, the more valuable you become to him. Okay, and that's when he sees you, he places you in a higher, like you're going to be that high value woman to him. All right, the more he's the one investing in you. Okay, okay. What typically tends to happen is that you go on a date with a guy, or you've been dating for some time, you've been hanging out for a while, and now you've decided that you really like him. You really like him. Now there's something at stake, right? So what you naturally want to do is you naturally want to do more for him, to show him that you like him, right? And maybe you start being a lot more available to see him, to spend time with him. Maybe, you were at the store, you saw something cute that reminded you of him, so you get him a little gift, or maybe you invite him over to your place, you cook a nice meal for him, maybe you sleep with him, okay? All of these things are examples of you investing in him. It is the opposite of what I was just saying, right? Of the fact that the man has to invest in you. This is you investing in him. When you do all of these things early on, a man is going to feel that something is off. He feels it, okay? And you have to almost fight the urge to do more for him. You have to fight that urge. Even though it feels natural, you have to almost go against your intuition in that beginning, okay? Because the sooner that you start doing more for him, you start doing all of these wonderful things for him, that's when you start operating from your masculine energy. Because what you're doing is you're trying to control the situation. You're trying to get him to like you, okay? That is what you're doing when you are cooking, cleaning, inviting him over, right? Thinking of ways that you can impress him, all of those things. That is you trying to get him to like you. And sometimes it doesn't feel like control because you're like, oh, well, I just like him and I want to do these things for him. But, deep down, it's that desire is like you want something from him too, which is okay. You want somebody who wants to commit to you as well, but it's really important to ensure that you have this energy of like, relax, leaning back, let him show you what he has to offer. Let him show you what his intentions are before you do all of those things, before you give him those boyfriend benefits, okay? So doing less is what's going to be much more effective. That is what's going to keep you in that flowing, receptive, feminine, light energy. And that's the energy that's going to allow the man to come to you, okay, and to do his thing. All right. And after that, after it's been a little bit of time, that's when you look at the consistency. After enough consistent effort, that's when you're going to see and you're going to decide whether he's worth it to you, whether you want to commit to him. That's how it works. Okay. I got a message from somebody the other day, and she was telling me, I'm dating this guy and I really like him, but he tells me that he wants me to come over to his place and to clean and to cook and to do all these things for him because he wants to see if I'm good at these things. Basically, he wants to test this out before he commits to a relationship, before he commits to marriage. And I'm like thinking, how does it feel when a man says something like that to you, right? And she asks me, she told me, okay, well, that didn't feel good. It didn't feel good, but he was insisting, and this woman is asking me what she should do, and I'm like, well, how does that feel? And she's like, well, it doesn't feel good. And I'm like, well, yes, you need to listen. You need to listen to yourself. And like when you're with a man, if he says something like that to you, how does that make you feel? Does it feel good or bad? probably not very good, right? And I understand that, you know, you have this desire for, he may have this desire for someone to be a good cook, and that's maybe something that's important for him, right? We all have, you know, our own criteria or qualities, but this man is choosing somebody based on the criteria, not based on how much he likes her. You don't want somebody like that. You don't want somebody who's going to choose you based on a set of criteria that they have, right? And he's choosing based on what his head is telling him, not what his heart is telling him. Men do not fall in love with that logical brain, with the head. They fall in love with the heart, with their hearts, okay? They do not need a woman to cook for them, to clean for them, to do a whole bunch of things for them in order to realize that they like her or they love her, okay? So if a man is trying to convince you that you need to do something for him, major red flag. It's a major red flag, okay? And again, a healthy masculine energy man, a healthy man understands that he's the one that needs to be doing more for a woman, not the other way around, okay? Okay, what else did I want to say? So basically what you need to do, you need to be in that radiant, authentic, feminine energy, okay? That best, most empowered, beautiful version of yourself. That is what you need to bring to the table. You don't need to be doing more for a man. And men understand this, and the right man is going to understand this, and he's going to fall in love with you, okay? So if a man is trying to test you and ask you for something, do not buy it. Don't buy it. Okay, especially if it doesn't feel good. I always say, listen to your gut when you're with somebody. Listen to your gut, stick to your boundaries, and if it doesn't feel comfortable, don't go ahead. Okay. All right, my baby girl is gonna wake up soon, and I want to wrap it up before she does, because otherwise you guys are gonna hear some screaming on the monitor. And okay, so I think this was it. I hope this is helpful. Thank you so much for joining. This is my first live. It was so exciting. I have a Black Friday sale going on right now. If you guys have, everything is 30% off. You can use the code BF30. If you do want to dive deeper into how to date from your feminine energy, how to stop chasing, stop pursuing, how to get high quality men to pursue you, how to understand what makes them see you as commitment material, and how to build deep, lasting connections with the right men and just stop wasting time on all the wrong men, check out my program, How to Date Like a High Value Woman, or my other courses, okay? There's lots of useful information that I think every single woman out there needs to know, and most women don't, okay? So that's it. Thank you so much for joining me on my first live. And next time, I will answer some questions on my next live. I don't really have much time today, but yeah, that's it. Thanks so much. I love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And that's it. Take care.